Kalagari is evolving rapidly. Since our last video, we've left this planet to its own merits for our first big leap in time. 50 million years to be precise. 50 million years after our first encounter with the strange creatures that were apparently already walking on land. 50 million years since our carver decided to call the beaches of Kalagari its home. The trees that evolved from the Vade grow tall and stretch far into the sky. Most life is found in the trees or has evolved wings to fly past them. The seed pockets that the Vade grew in the oceans kept evolving on land. Now they don't merely erupt, but explode, shooting their seeds out with the power of a cannon. This happens frequently, and often without any real sign or warning. I think you can guess what happens next. Land was just the logical next step. This creature regrets that decision. Its front left leg blown off by the explosion, and then, out of the shadows, it emerges. The carver that we last saw awkwardly hobbling out of the water now supports itself on two sturdy legs. It doesn't attack the strangler. It waits for the creature to succumb to its mortal wounds and jumps in to feast. With all that life up there in the trees, mixed with the explosive wave of seed dispersal from the Vade, enough life ends up falling down towards the ground. Groups of stalkers use their echolocation and very sensitive nose to search this dark abyss for their next meal. In a forest that is supposed to be pitch black, how can there still be these pockets of open forest? The lone stalker, with the tentacles it uses to sense vibrations, can already feel the reason for these open sections coming closer. Out of the shadow comes something you wouldn't expect at the bottom of this dark forest. A goliath, towering over this lonely stalker. As you learned in the previous episode, this clade of gigantic creatures grew along with the foliage as they emerged and spread on land. Seeing that these tall giants are herbivores, it almost seems impossible to find a way to eat the vegetation all the way on top of those trees. But a few adaptations have given this creature its iconic look and way of eating. Almost like woodpeckers here on Earth, this battering ram with legs uses its very specialized and shock-absorbing neck, mixed with its hard and arrow-shaped head, to hit a tree with all its might until it falls on the floor. Here it can easily reach the leaves, and as creatures get shaken off the tree, it usually means that a group of these stalkers are not far behind to eat the remains. After only about 700 million years on this planet, we have seen a plant lose its fruit, that fruit turning more animal as time went on, and eventually finding that up there in the sky, they could maybe carve out their own place in this evolutionary race. We have seen a blind tic-tac shaped fish reach near extinction before turning its weakness into its strength. Now that I mention all these creatures, those besticle, what happened to that species? Last we saw them, they were holding up in the safe enclaves of the Vade. Since the Vade made it onto land, did the besticle find the way to land too?
As we've noticed with the brilliant Bosto, their island might be small and their survival was put to the test in every possible way. But a fire burned inside them, to survive, to remain. This species will carve their legacy into the very earth of Kalagari, and nothing will stand in their way.